If you're in sales, whether you're a rep, a leader, or the founder running your own deals, you've probably been here. You've done everything right. The meeting happened, the interest was there, it's deep in the pipeline, fully forecasted, and then it slows. No real progress, no clear no, just a deal that sits there. You follow up, you loop others in, you try a new angle, but all you're really doing is guessing and hoping. I'm Sven Brook. I've spent 20 years working on high-stakes, complex sales across consulting, enterprise, and government. I've led million-dollar pursuits, coached technical teams, and worked with some of the largest enterprise deals in the country. And time after time, I saw good deals, winnable deals, stall, slow down, or quietly fall over. Not because of the price, not because of the product, but because the team missed something upstream. So Andrew Phillips and I built a process to fix that. And what I found was that every deal, no matter the size or industry, came down to four things. Four factors that determine whether a deal closes and how fast it happens. In this video, I'm going to walk you through those four factors. I'll show you how to use them to spot risk early, create momentum, and turn more opportunities into outcomes. And the best part, it's simple enough to apply immediately on real deals right now. Let's get into it. When I started reviewing the biggest wins and losses of my career, I wasn't looking for a pattern, but I found one. Every deal I'd won had four things in common, and every deal I'd lost was missing at least one of them. That's when I started using those four areas as a real-time check on any deal I was involved in. Not after it closed, not in a lesson learned session, but while I still had a chance to shift the outcome. Let me walk you through them. The first is credibility. Credibility is whether the client believes I understand their business and believes I can help improve it. I think of it like this. If I walk into an executive's office and start the conversation with insights, not generic sales talk, but something specific to their market, their pressure, their world, they listen. If I don't, I'm just another vendor. The question I always ask is, can I get in front of the CEO within 7 days? If I can't, it usually means one of two things. They don't think I'm relevant, or they don't trust me. Either way, that is a credibility gap. To dig into this, I look at two things: knowledge and trust. Do I know their business better than they expect? And have I shown up consistently, done what I said I'd do, and built the kind of track record that earns the room? The reason this matters for conversion is simple. When I have strong credibility, decisions get made faster. People move with confidence. And I stop getting looped into long middle management cycles where no one has the authority to say yes. The second factor is capability. This is where a lot of teams fall into what I call gossip-based selling. They say, yeah, we've done this, we've done that. But when I ask where, it turns out it was years ago, in a different country, in a completely different context. That doesn't cut it. I ask, can I prove we've done this before, in their industry, in their region, with real results? Here, I look at two things again: competence and quantum. Competence is our technical ability to deliver, and quantum is how often and how recently we've delivered it. To help teams get clear on this, I teach a simple tool called FOG: fact, opinion, gossip. Fact is verifiable. I signed a contract, a reference site, something I can point to and say, here's what we did, here's who for, here's the outcome. Opinion is what someone inside the business believes we can do, but there is no proof. Gossip is, I think someone somewhere did something similar once. If all I'm bringing to the table is opinion and gossip, I'm not instilling confidence. And without confidence, clients either stall or walk away. The third factor is commitment. This one took me a while to define properly, but here's how I explain it now. Commitment isn't whether they've paid me before, it's whether they'd do it again. Think of it like going back to the same mechanic. Anyone can fix your car once, But do you go back when something bigger needs doing? That tells you whether they trusted the work, felt the value, and want more of the same. So to check commitment, I ask two things. Were they satisfied, and did they get the outcome they paid for? I've had clients get perfect delivery, but they're frustrated by the experience. I've also had clients who love working with us, but we didn't quite land the actual outcome. Both of these can weaken trust. The fourth factor is control. This one's subtle. It's not about dominating a deal. It's about shaping it. I ask myself, are my ideas showing up in the way this deal is being defined? Here's the analogy I use. Imagine being asked to help design a house. You go to a few meetings, you give your input, but when the plans come back, none of your ideas are there. That's what it looks like when you don't have control. Real control is when my thinking is reflected in the scope, the success metrics, the structure. I see my fingerprints on the deal. To check this, I look at mastery and influence. Mastery isn't being the best in the world overall. It's being the best in the world for this client with this problem right now. Influence is whether they care about it. Have I changed how they define the problem? Are they using my language in the brief? Do they see me as inevitable? I also look at who I've been speaking to. There are three types of people I consider: buyers, beneficiaries, and backers. Most sellers hang out with the beneficiaries. These are the people who want the solution, but the buyer controls the budget and the backer has to deliver or support the result. Here's an example. I was working with a software company pitching into a healthcare group. They had strong engagement with the operations lead, the person who would benefit most from the solution. But when the proposal reached procurement and IT, it stalled. And that's because they hadn't brought in their buyer or the backer. They had enthusiasm, but no power. Once we fixed that, the deal moved fast. So how do you use all this to improve conversion? You don't need a fancy framework. You just need to ask 4 questions on every deal. Do they trust me enough to invite me into the big conversations? If not, show up with insight. Prove you're worth their attention. Can I prove we've done this before, in the real world, not just ours? If not, get better examples, real, recent, and relevant. Have I delivered something that built momentum? If not, offer a next step that earns their trust. And am I shaping the deal or just reacting to it? If not, take the lead. Share a perspective they haven't seen yet. Do this consistently and your conversion rate won't just improve, it'll accelerate. You have earned your right to win. This is what I teach in the workshops I run through Impact One. I work with founders, sales leaders, and teams to implement this system inside real deals in real time with real results. If you want to see how it can work inside your business, I've dropped a link in the description where you can book a call with me and the team. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.